Hi everybody, it's Andrew here. So today I want to talk about some fine thoughts from Aristotle. He's got this book called Ethics, Nicomachean Ethics, and he begins by discussing what good is and connected with what happiness is or felicity or being blessed. And I think it's just there's audio books of Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, and I really recommend it because what he does is he gets you focusing on what is good. And so I think it's just a beautiful thing that he gets your mind considering what people, human life, and that things are done, all kinds of things with the good in mind. You know, he just contemplates this idea of goodness, um, and he connects it with virtue. Um, uh, um, he connects it with the intellect, a good mind, but not a good mind in the sense of a skillful mind, but good in the sense that intellect is good in its own, and God's good, and there's good things in life. There's fruit, there's lovely things to consider, to focus on the good, like good food. I mean, you like good food, eh, Anita? Yeah, yeah. And there's all kinds of good things in life, good friends, good many types of goodness, and it's there to kind of put your attention on that, and that you can have that connection with goodness, um, feeling good, happiness, and then he counteracts it the other way when he talks about, well, what's the opposite? Well, that's when you're miserable. You been miserable before?
No, I haven't.
You sure you haven't been miserable? You telling the truth? I know I've had a lot of misery in my life. I've had some misfortune, and the truth God's given me about Himself and the devil. I mean, obviously the devil's evil, and he wants to. He's more for the misery side of life, and so I think it's really wise what Aristotle is getting across there, because he's focusing on the good things in life, and he's trying to, if your mental health suffering, basically, obviously a text like this that focuses on good things and what good is in a lot of ways, whether it's the aim of politics, the aim of jobs, the aim of things that we have, um, how it's connected to avoiding the vices in life, so you avoid the miseries of life. And why would King Solomon put wisdom as number one thing for education? Because it's prudent, and it can help you with a sound mind. And I think with Jesus Christ, he's saying you need to be the salt of the world, the light of the world. And I think sometimes we don't get it as Christians that the New Testament has references to say focus on the good, and that's what Aristotle's saying here. He's musing and research. He's really thinking about what is good in life, and so I just wanted to share that message. This is a lovely tasting good coffee, by the way. It's one of those little satchel ones. You can add a few sugars to it and a bit of milk. I think it's what, Nescafe caramel latte or something. We've just got some chicken schnitzel on the go for breakfast. Um, but yeah, and with goodness comes in all kinds of forms and shapes. Things that you really love in life, that you take an interest in, and that can be like really delicious or nice for your headspace. Um, I think this is important, regarding this pandemic in the world. it's kind of stolen a lot of the goodness away from people. People have had too much fear in their life, um, and it just gets more misery because people are divided in the community where some are allowed they've got the vaccine and they're all good, they can go anywhere, and then those who have chosen, they've made an informed decision not to have the vaccine, and now there's divides in the family. Most of the family may be vaccinated, one's not, but they have a strong argument not to, and they're not being respected for that, and the government's not respecting them for that, and so that's leading to a division, right? Misery. And what needs to happen there is people need to just love. We love you as people. We're not going to divide you based on whether you are unvaccinated. That okay, we're going to have to just accept this. Okay, we don't agree. We agree to disagree, but because you're my good citizens, you're my friends, family, whatever, we have to just come to accept and kind of respect, put that aside. So otherwise we'll be miserable, right? And you'll have these terrible divisions in society. And that's where probably the political policy has to be revoked, because they're making people miserable socially. And so I reckon that as soon as this virus is gone, they need to repeal all that legislation so that people can have the good friends and the good relationships again that help to make them happy in life. Short and sweet. Stay away from the vices and the things in life that are going to make you miserable. Sin is from the Christian point of view, sin is always something that's going to make you miserable. You know what I mean? And you can see it in other ways without Christianity, by talking about what vices and being foolish and insanity, man, whatever. This is going to bring some misfortune, and there are things that, it's pretty obvious. There are things in life that make you miserable, and there's evil in this world. The devil's here invisible. He's like the real invisible. Talk about coronavirus. Satan's the real invisible enemy, master of deception, and he's pulling a lot of influence on the world. So, yeah, that's why Jesus Christ exposed this. Jesus Christ exposed Satan. No, I don't think anybody else really did that. And that's why he's God's son that he sent down here. He came down here, did his miracles and his preached the message of who he was, and got crucified, third day resurrected, stayed around for a while, and then went back to heaven. And that's the good news about Jesus, and that's where we have to go. We have to go his way, with his truth and his light, if we want eternal felicity and goodness and happiness and all the things I think that we really want. So that's why faith and the message there is important for taking it to the next level once we pass away, so that we can have some eternal felicity and happiness and the good things and the love that we really need in life. And Jesus Christ cuts through that. But going back to Aristotle, his book Ethics, Nicomachean Ethics, he's just focusing you on what is the good in life, and where's all these different ways that good can be thought about. And it's through doing virtuous behaviour, staying away from the vice and the foolishness that could make you miserable or bring you misfortune. Stay away from those evil sins, because that's Satan's favourite. That's his main bread and butter of how to make the world miserable. All right, well, I'll just leave you with that thought to focus on the good in life. Happy New Year. It's the 1st of January today too. So it's kind of a nice New Year's resolution. Think about the good more in life and have faith in God. He loves you.